Hey guys, new iPhones are finally here. We've been waiting for it for 6 months, and we're fortunate enough to have ordered some. They were announced on September 12th, and the pre-orders are September 14th. Hours and hours of waiting, we finally got one on the 14th itself. We were able to order it to our nearest Apple store, and yesterday, the 21st, the phones finally came into the store. We went and got them. The store is very crowded. Many people are exploring the new device probably without being able to buy it because of the high demand. We completed the check-in, we waited in line, and finished all of this in around 5 to 10 minutes. Apple experience was great. The people were great, the service was nice, and everyone was great. I've never actually had a better experience in the Apple store. It was a good one. So here is the Apple branded bag that we got when we bought the phone. It's a simple white bag with the Apple logo on it, and it really shows Apple's simplistic and straightforward designs. And my favorite part about it is the really nice gray strings that they have. It's just a very nice string. Anyway, so this is the much awaited phone that everyone's been looking forward to, the iPhone XS Max. So as you can see, that's the wallpaper that they have on many of the ads, out on TV and things like that. That's the Apple logo. It's in gold color, which is probably signifying the color of the phone. The phone is an iPhone XS Max 64 gig version in gold color, and that's the iPhone written on it, like in every other Apple phone. Even that is in gold color, just like the logo. And the back has all the details and the package information and things like that. So let's open this up. This is a manual of the phone, designed in Apple in California, but designed by Apple. And this is a manual for the phone with all the details and instructions written on it about turning it on, and the 3D touch and things like that. This is for the pin for the SIM, and we'll talk about later. But the SIM is actually the biggest difference of this phone compared to the other previous versions. It's just safety and handling and things like that. Just the general disclaimers, everything that should be there, and the Apple stickers that they provide with every single phone. And here it is, the phone that we've been waiting for a long time. It's pretty big in my hand, and we'll talk about this in just a second. This is the normal power adapter, the 5-watt power adapter that comes with every iPhone. And these are the Apple EarPods, and this time it's with the Lightning connector. It's the same as last year, just like the iPhone 7, 8, and 10s. They're good. I like them. They're nice. And this is a charger that comes with the phone. It's a general simple charger with a lightning connector. They haven't changed any of the charger ports or anything, fortunately. And this is the phone that we've been waiting for. So the phone, it's gold color. So the back, there's a dual camera, 12 megapixel dual camera. The phone is in gold color, and unlike the other ones, they don't have anything written here about, manufacturing or anything, which is nice. It gives it a more simple look. the large power button right here, and the SIM slot right there. And on the other side, the volume up and down buttons, and the silencer, I believe. And that's a camera, and that's a notch that many people hate, but honestly it looks really nice when you turn it on. That's a true depth front-facing camera, 7-megapixel camera. So on the back, there's the the glass back, which is used for wireless charging, and it's got a nice gold color. It looks pretty gold. I wouldn't say it's 100% gold. It looks more like a rose gold-ish than like pure gold. But the sides are pretty good gold too. And there's the little flaps, just like the usual thing. So the phone, it's a 6.5-inch screen-sized phone with an OLED display, the organic LED, which actually makes the screen much better than the LCD displays that they used to have, because the contrast ratio is 1,000,000 to 1, unlike the LCD ones, which is 1,300 to 1. So it feels heavier than the iPhone 7s and the 8s. The iPhone 7 was 188 grams. This one is 208 grams. Oh, the 7 Plus, not the 7. And the iPhone 8 is a little heavier with 202, and you can kind of differentiate it. The iPhone X, on the other hand, was 174 grams, and this is 208, which makes it a lot heavier. And that's probably the only problem it has. I love the design. It has a very good futuristic, nice look to it. The camera is a little larger than the iPhone 10's one, so you're probably gonna have to need a new case if you're gonna upgrade from that. They look alike. They are around the same size. The iPhone 7 Plus and the 8 Plus are the most comparable in size to this. It's a little smaller than the 7 Plus and 8 Plus in dimensions, but the screen is much larger. It's the largest that Apple has ever produced. And the inside, it has an A12 Bionic chip, which is 1.5 times faster than the A11 chip, which was used last year in the iPhone 10, 8, and 8 Plus. The water resistance, it's 2 meters for 30 minutes, unlike the last year's one, which are all 1 meter. This one's a 64 gigabyte version, but there's also a 256 variant and a 512 gigabyte variant. The camera is capable of recording at 4K, just like last year's too. It looks great. I love it. It's a beautiful phone. With the charger and everything. So it was a great phone. I love it. Back to the point. The biggest difference between this and the other one is the eSIM, or electronic SIM, that they have on the new ones. So the difference is, so just like the usual, you put your SIM into the SIM slot. When you activate the phone, you can choose to make that SIM into an eSIM, and you can remove the SIM and put it out anywhere. And if needed, you can put another SIM in there, and you can use an eSIM and the real original hand SIM, original physical SIM, and you can use it side by side. You can use it for if you're a businessman, or like if you travel outside a lot. I think it's a very useful thing. So currently the phone is in very high demand, and I can't assure that you'll get it. It could take 10 to 30 days. It could take 10 to 30 days to get it. I think you should check your availability in your local Apple store or on the Apple website. And I think this is a great phone, and I'm excited to turn it on. First of all, I'm going to remove the film, because that's not necessary. And Wow, that's very soothing. Oop, the phone has turned on. So this is a normal screen that comes for almost every iPhone. It's a hello in different languages. It's a very cool thing. That's Russian, I believe. And that's, I can't say that, I don't know that. Anyway, so, cancel. So now we are choosing the language, and of course it's English. So I have to select the country, the United States. Oh, okay, we won't do that. We'll set up manually, because that's better. So now I have to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'll be doing that on my own. So right now I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. So far so good. It's really nice to type on this phone. There you go. Okay. So back to it. So now it should have connected to the Wi-Fi. Click next. So it's activating the phone right now. I think it's gonna take a couple more minutes. Okay, so data and privacy, continue. Face ID, okay, so this is Face ID. We'll set that up later because it's kind of hard to show it in the video, but I'm just gonna click that. Passcode, the options, there's a 4-digit, there's a don't use passcode, there's the numeric code, and like alphanumeric code. So I'll be using the 4-digit code, generic number, ask you to ask you to confirm it. There you go. So now open data. So for now, I'm going to set up as a new iPhone. Now it's the Apple ID and things, so I'm going to be taking it back for a second. Meanwhile, you can look at all the boxes and the packaging that just came through. It's a great phone. Just maybe a minute more. Ooh, that's alright. So that took a second, and I just finished my Apple ID, and now we can go. This is terms and conditions. You can just agree to that. It's a fairly large phone. I mean, it's fit for my size, but it's a nice phone. So yeah. Express settings. So you can use the settings below to or customize them individually. I'll just go with the default settings. Up to date. So that took a second. That was basically a screen saying if I wanted to update the operating system manually, or if I want to do it now. For the sake of time, I just decided to do it manually. Apple Pay I'll set up later. iCloud I'll set up later. Siri, we'll set that up later. But Screen Time, which is a new thing that Apple really is releasing through their iOS 12. It's basically showing how much time you spend on your phone every day, and it's useful for people that are too close to it and want to get off of it. But we can do that later. App Analytics, so we can either share it with Apple developers or not. I'm not gonna share it. True Tone Display. So this is something that can be changed in the later, but I'm just gonna go without True Tone for now. Yes. Ooh, oh, I have to do it. Never mind. Choose a view. So this is like the standard, and that's zoomed, so it's not very different, but slightly different, if you can see. That's for standard and zoomed. I'm just gonna go with standard right now, but it's very similar. It's not very different. So go home. Oh, so these are basically like instructions now. Since they don't have the home button anymore, this is basically like showing how to do it, and it's just swiping up for going home. For switching between recent apps, you can just do a similar thing, but instead of swiping up, you hold it. To access controls, you go to the top right corner and then pull it down, and you can get the control center with all the quick actions, quick settings. So it says welcome to the new iPhone, and now swipe up to get started. Oops. So that's a new iPhone 10s Max. It's a great iPhone. Right now there are two screens. There's a FaceTime, calendar, all the default apps. The settings right here. That was my bad. There's the health app store, just as usual. News, just the normal things you find in every phone. There's a phone app right there. Right now my carrier should have connected. They look different now. And one cool feature of this phone now, like the new operating system, they have the measure app, which can be used to measure different things. So right now, we measure. So first you move it around, so it's analyzing the area. Okay, I got it. And it's not working really well. Maybe it's because of my height. Okay, yeah, there. So I can measure the length of things, like from there to there. So that's 6 inches. Or here to here. That's a cool app actually. Better, and it's probably one of my favorite apps. I can use it all the time too, so it's very nice. And so swipe up. That's home. And just a normal GarageBand, things like that. There's a lot of apps that you probably won't even need. You can easily delete that, same as usual. And they have and they have 3D touch, where you push and then you can open up. So they haven't removed that feature. It's pretty nice. And and now I have to add my SIM into this to see the wireless functions on the phone. So I'll be turning it off for a second. Whoa, that's Siri. How do I? Okay, so that took a second, but we finally figured out how to turn this phone off, since it's different from the iPhone 8 and 7. So you have to hold either the volume up or down button and the power button together at the same time, and you get the normal slide to turn off thing. And then you slide to turn it off, and now it's turned off. And now we can put the SIM in and check out how it works. So first of all, we have to take the pin for the SIM and put it in here. Remove the SIM tray. Let's put the phone down for a second. The SIM tray, so this is a standard nano SIM that we're gonna put in here. Wrong side. Oh, no. There. So we put the SIM in reverse, like usual, and there, it fits perfectly. Then we take the phone and put the SIM in there. Perfect fit. Okay, let's turn it on. There, it's turning back on. The Apple logo. So slide up, and it's locating it. You can see right there. And there's one bar. Oop, 2 bars. So it says carrier settings update. We probably should update it. And I don't think that shouldn't take much time. So now it's working. We got 1 bar. Not very great, but it's still working. We'll quickly show you how the headphones work. So as you can see, it's a lightning connector, just like from the iPhone 7 and onwards. They don't have the dongle like they had in the iPhone 7, but that's fresh. Okay, so it'll go right in, the lightning connector would go right into the charging port, and there you go, and it works. And so that's the control center. That's the volume and brightness. As you can see, the quality, the display is a lot more clear. Is a lot clearer than the iPhone 8 Plus or the 8, which had LCD displays. The OLED, the organic LED displays are much clearer, and they actually do take up less battery too. So I think it's a great phone. So the same spot where the headphones went in, charging cable should go in right there, and the USB goes into the power adapter on the back, and that just goes into any wall socket just as usual. So that is the iPhone 10, the iPhone 10s Max, guys. It's bigger, better, faster, and has never been this great. Okay. So we're gonna do a little size comparison of the iPhone X, of the 10s Max and another phone. So this one here is the iPhone 7 Plus, and that's the iPhone 10s Max. As you can see, they're almost the same in size. When I put them all over each other, the iPhone 10s almost overlaps the phone completely. So there's a little bit of extra width, maybe a little bit of height, but it's almost negligible and it's almost the same. So thickness wise, they're both around the same. It's hard to make a differentiate it. I stack it up. Yeah, it's very hard to differentiate it, but I do think the 10s Max is a little thicker, and obviously by weight, the 10s Max is a lot heavier than this one. So the 7 Plus here, it's 188 grams, and the 10s Max is 208 grams. That's a whopping 20 grams, and that's actually, you can actually feel it with your weight, like holding in your hand. So there's a big difference. Unfortunately, we don't have an iPhone 8 Plus right now, but an iPhone 8 Plus and an iPhone the 10s Max, they're around the same, with the iPhone 8 being around 202 grams and the 10s Max being 208.